Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to be doing a comparison between the New Balance 990 version 1 and the New Balance 990 version 2. Both of these are the first two versions of the iconic New Balance 990 line. The version 1 was first introduced in 1982 and the version 2 was first introduced in 1998. Both of these shoes in this video are retro models, meaning that these aren't originals, but they still embody the core build and quality of their original versions. Like all my comparison videos, in this video I'll first be doing a side-by-side comparison overview of both shoes, then I'll do an on-feet look, and at the end I'll do my opinions on sizing, comfort, and overall quality and design of both shoes. Starting with the toe boxes of both shoes, I'd say the main similarities of both shoes has got to be the fact that both mudguards are made out of that high quality suede in both respective colorways, and the mesh material in the center of the toe box areas also provide great breathability and are also in high quality too. They're also in their respective colorways as well. The 990 V1 is in gray and the 990 V2 is in the black colorway. The main difference between both toe boxes has got to be in the 990 V2, the first ever introduction of the panels of synthetic nubuck. These panels of synthetic nubuck are also present in the 990 V3, V4, V5, and in the upcoming V6. Obviously, as you can tell, the V1 does not feature those panels of synthetic nubuck, and they were first introduced to the 990 version line in the V2. Moving towards the sides of the shoes, the New Balance 990 V1 features a bigger N logo with no real details around it. It's just a panel of white leather in the classic New Balance N logo, no surrounding details whatsoever. But in the version 2, the N logo is a bit smaller and it is in reflective 3M material on top of white leather surrounded in suede. Both sides of the shoes also feature more of that great quality suede and feature more mesh panels as well. Another big area of difference has got to be the back heel area of both shoes. The version 1 has a panel of 3M reflective material with New Balance embroidered on it, whereas the V2 has a panel of that synthetic nubuck material with no branding on it whatsoever. The middle areas of both back ends are also different, with the V1 just being a big panel of suede, but the V2 has a panel of suede with USA branding in a cutout embroidered on top of a 3M reflective material. Another key difference in the heel area has got to be the TPU plastic heel clips. The version 1's heel clip is huge and makes up a lot of the bottom area of the heel area, but the version 2's heel clip is a lot smaller and is mostly for decoration rather than being part of the support system. Moving towards the lace areas of both shoes, another key difference between the version 1 and version 2 is the fact that the version 2 has a small panel of 3M reflective material near the bottom of the lace area, but the version 1's toe box area has absolutely no 3M reflective material either. The lace eyelets of both shoes are on the middle suede panels, and both laces are almost the same length and width. They're both flat laces. Obviously ignoring the color differences, I'd say the laces are exactly the same type, and it's interesting how they use the same laces for both the V1 and V2 but use something completely different for the version 3 and beyond. Another key difference has got to be the tongue material. The version 1's tongue is made out of entirely gray mesh with a small New Balance tag with Made in USA branding on it. It's just a standard fabric tag on top at the top area of the tongue, but the version 2's tongue for the most part at the bottom is made out of suede, but a huge part at the top is an entire panel of synthetic nubuck material with New Balance 990 Made in USA branding embroidered on top of it as well. Another notable difference between both tongues has got to be the thickness and padding of each tongue. The version 1's tongue doesn't really have any padding whatsoever and is very thin, whereas the V2 has some padding and is a lot thicker compared to the version 1's tongue. Another notable difference between the version 1 and version 2 has got to be the ankle areas of both shoes. The version 1's is lined in suede, whereas the version 2 is lined in the standard fabric material. But the main difference that I'd say distinguishes both two has got to be just the standard width of both ankle areas. Both of these are in standard widths, or D. They're both the same size, 9.5, but I'm not too sure why the 990 V2's ankle area is definitely a lot more narrower compared to the V1, V3, V4, and V5. So as I'll talk about it later in sizing, it's definitely a notable difference to talk about. Another key difference between both shoes has got to be both shoes' midsole technologies. The version 1, although it wasn't branded yet back in '82, features New Balance's NCAP technology. NCAP, in my opinion, features a great combination between both cushioning and stability and support, whereas the 990 V2 features a full-length Absorb cushioning technology. Absorb is just another proprietary foam cushioning technology, and it's really comfortable on feet. It focuses more on cushioning, but it isn't as good in terms of support and stability as NCAP is, or at least the later versions. The last key difference between both shoes design-wise is the outsole. Both are made out of rubber, but the V1 definitely doesn't have as much traction compared to the V2. They are both originally meant for running, but today they're mostly lifestyle shoes. I mean, you could run in them if they're comfortable enough for you, but I definitely recommend running in a V3, V4, or V5 instead of these shoes. So now that the overviews of both shoes are out of the way, I'll lace them both up and I'll do an on-feet comparison. So as for sizing, I'd say both of the shoes fit for the most part true to size. For the version 1, I definitely say they fit true to size. I'm a true size 9.5. I got the version 1s in a 9.5 and they fit me perfectly. The V2s I also got in a 9.5, and I'm also, as I said, a 9.5, and they fit me well. But as I stated earlier, the V2 for some reason is a little bit narrower, and both of these are both width D, aka standard width. So the widths should be the same, but as I said, the V2's like ankle area is definitely a bit more narrow compared to the V1 and other 990 series. So I'd say if you are wider footed, I definitely recommend going up half a size for the V2, just in case. Despite both of these being 990 shoes, none of these are made in wider or narrower sizings, because they're both retros, unless they do something real special, but I can't imagine them making other widths for the retro 990s versus obviously the latest and greatest 990s. So 990 V1 definitely true to size. 990 V2 true to size unless you're wide-footed. In that case, I'd say go up maybe half a size. And as for comfort, it was really fun comparing both midsole technologies, because the 990 V2 is the only 990 shoe to feature Absorb instead of the standard NCAP technology. And so as I said earlier, NCAP, I like to think of it as a great combination of stability, support, and cushioning, whereas Absorb is just a foam meant for cushioning. But in the battle of comfort between the V1 and V2, I think I'd give the edge over to the V2. In my opinion, the V2 is a lot more comfortable. Well, maybe not a lot more, but I'd give the edge over to the V2 in terms of comfort. The V1, despite having an early version of NCAP, it's still an early version, and it wasn't even called NCAP back then, and it is a bit more firm. Obviously this comes up to personal preference, but that might be better, and that might be better for you, but in terms of cushioning, I prefer the V2, and the V2 still has good stability and support, and that's why I'd prefer the V2's comfort over the V1. That's not to say the V1 is uncomfortable. It's still a really comfortable lifestyle shoe for it being like 40 years old today. It's crazy how a shoe from 82 still managed to have good comfort in terms of lifestyle wear today. As for quality, you can't really do the best comparison of quality, especially because my 990 V1 is a special 40 anniversary edition, and the V2 is just a retro. Like, unless I had my hands on an OG 990 V1 and an OG 990 V2, then I'd be able to do a direct quality comparison. But for what both of these shoes are, they are both definitely high quality shoes. The V1 may be a bit more high quality, especially being it 40th anniversary special edition, but they're both made in USA. Both suedes are excellent, the meshes are breathable, and the other materials used are also high quality in hand as well, so they both win in terms of quality. Again, I can't do a direct quality comparison because both of these are retros, and one of them is a special edition version. As for looks and design, they're both great looking shoes, but in terms of what I would prefer wearing, I think I'd give the edge over to the V2 again. Just from a design standpoint, I like the look of it. It looks a bit more sporty. It's a little aggressive with that kind of like angled heel, and I just overall like the shape. I think it's cool with the Absorb exposed foam in the back. And yeah, the V1 is definitely a good looking shoe. I can't knock the OG of the bunch, but it is a little plain. I mean, that could be a good point for some of you. You might prefer a plainer shoe, but I prefer the aesthetics and designs of the V2 personally. So what do you guys think of the 990 V1 and V2? Which one do you guys prefer? Definitely let me know in the comments. I love making these 990 comparison videos. I'll try to make a 990 V2 versus 990 V3 video later on this week as well. And yeah, I'll definitely also make an ultimate comparison video with all 5 versions of the 990 line. I finally got my hands on a pair of V2s, so I've completed my collection, or at least until 2022 when the V6 comes out. It's definitely going to be fun comparing the V6 to all the previous versions and wearing it and testing it out in lifestyle wear. So yeah, definitely a lot of videos to come. And yeah, that's going to do it for this video. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Follow me on my socials, and I'll catch you in the next one.